Alright, you can be seated. When we got to that, the pledge, some people were scared of saying, I pledge to Nigeria, my country. When we got to be faithful, some people should. Praise the Lord. Let's move on. So, I welcome each and every one of you to today's event. Like I said earlier, it's going to be a very, very wonderful event. So, want to appreciate the federal government that's the needs that for this MTT program. So, I want to appreciate all the partners, all the providing partners, the Guru Innovation Hub, the B2B, and the Dahel. Please join me together for them as a prayer. Celebrate them so that you'll be safe. Alright, so we'll move to the very first activity of today. So it's going to be an open remark from the open remark is the founder of the Guru Innovation Hub, the person of Mr. Oyo Iflo. Join us together for you as honor to welcome you to orientation session for 3 entity participants in Cross River State, Calabar, precisely. I want to congratulate you for being selected to be part of this training. So can you clap for yourself, please? So 3MTT is a program of the federal government through the Ministry of Communication and Innovation, championed by NITDA. This is going to be a program for 3 million, training of 3 million technical talent across Nigeria. 1%, that is 80,000 persons across Nigeria being selected for this training. Phase 2 is going to be 300,000 persons. Then phase 3 will be the leftover number to make 3 million. So through this program, the federal government believes that they are going to create 3 million jobs for everyone who's participating. Our expectation is that you will not just learn, you learn, start practicing, become a tech talent that is working remotely or working in Nigeria. It's a very noble opportunity for us because we believe that the tech ecosystem. Hello. Okay, so for us in Cross River State, this is a real opportunity for us. We believe that through this program we can build tech talent that will become solution provider for our local problem. Technology plays a vital role in everyday life of any society you can imagine. The problems we need to solve for the future will be solved by people who have technical skills. If you check through this program, we have skills like data analysis, software development, UI, UX, and a whole lot of it. All of the combination of this skill is meant to solve the problems we are facing in the local environment. So the big question I want to leave in your mind is, what will you use this skill to do in Cross River State? What will you use this skill to do in Nigeria? How can it help solve the problem we are facing every day? So you have to marry the skill to the problems we are having. Can we all move together, learn the skill and start solving the problem we have? Because technology is meant to solve problems. Technology is meant to solve problems. Technology is solving problems. So we believe that if we have about close to 1,000 fellows in Cross River State, and if you will go through the training, complete the training, then obviously we have 1,000 persons who are solving problems in Cross River State. That will mean a whole lot for the economy. If you become successful at what you do, and you earn a minimum of $1,000, that would have meant that we've been able to attract $1 million into the state through the jobs you're doing. Because it's actually very possible to be a decent amount of money if you put in the time. It's not just going to happen overnight. It's going to take you working and working and working. We know many persons are here for different reasons. Yes, it's a federal government project. Maybe they will give grants. Maybe they will give this or maybe they will give that. least the end point of your training should be that you want to become very proficient at what you're learning. I know because of experience, we've been doing series of training for close to a year now. Many persons will come out at the beginning phase of this, before you know, they're off. Dashboard, they will not take any training, they will not come for the physical whatsoever. Please decide that part of your goal for 2024 is to ensure that you complete this program and use it for your personal development business. If you put in all of the time needed for this, it will obviously be better. Yes, I know maybe the training is basically from beginner to intermediate, something like that. But you can put in the next 6 months of your life to move from intermediate into a senior developer. Most you can get through the curriculum that is being taught. But technology is available, skill to learn technology is available everywhere. And most importantly, you're joining a community, active community. So you're going to find resources for the people that want to learn. You'll be tired of learning. I've spoken to Dahel, I know what Dahel is doing. I've spoken to PSP and the guru are here. And also, the tech community in Cross River State is here to support whatever we are doing here so that you can actually learn and grow. So you're not going to be playing solo. It's no longer time for solo. Am I making some sense here? Yes. So it's not solo, you know, learning solo could be very difficult. So it's now a community that we are building. So we have a community of 1,000 persons who are learning. So our goal for this project, as all the providers, implementing partners to ensure that we have 80% completion rate, meaning that 80% of you must complete this program. You will see me in your dream. Am I making some sense? You will see all of us in your dream. Why? Because culturally we have a population of about 4.4 million persons. 70% of that population are young persons. As at 2018, money circulation in Cross River was about 18 billion. The cash in hand. So there's no much money in the hands of people in Cross River State. Civil service of Cross River employs about 16,000 persons. If you divide the dependency rate by 1 person, it's about 200 and something persons to 1 person. That's why when you get a job, everybody in your village start calling you. If you don't go for burial, you're in trouble. Because everybody's depending. So the only way we can decouple ourselves is by ensuring that we can get more skill, learn the skill, get employed, build businesses. So it's not just going to be about learning skill. We must also see how to build businesses out of the skills we've learned. We're here for you. We're here to work with you for a long run. It's going to be forever with all of us. Thank you to the federal government. Thank you to all the partners. We're here to make magic according to the Guru Foundation. Let's make magic together. So you're welcome.
Mr. Oyo, if you. So right now, I'll call on Mr. Patrick in the front to come give us a goodwill message. So Mr. Patrick is one of the most awesome persons in the tech industry in Cross River State. So if you don't know Mr. Patrick and you say you're a techie, you don't know anybody. Last year, November, I met somebody at 80 miles. He said he's a big guy in the software industry and he just moved into Calabar. And I said, do you know Mr. Patrick? He said, no. I said, Baba, you don't know anything, get out. So if you don't know Mr. Patrick, he's a product manager also. So if you don't know Mr. Patrick, you don't know anybody. So I call on Mr. Patrick.
Good morning, everyone. It's really great to be here. Very excited about what's happening. So please permit me to read my Google from my phone. I just got the information very with short notice. Good morning, esteemed organizers, distinguished partners, and most importantly, bright talents gathered here today. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you on behalf of the vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem of Cross River State to extend our collective goodwill as we embark on this transformative journey together. We are here at the precipice of change where innovation meets opportunity and where our combined efforts as an ecosystem catalyze the growth that would ripple through our communities today and beyond. The Guru Innovation Hub, selected by NICDA, is a testament to a shared commitment to nurturing talent that would not only thrive locally, but also compete globally, especially within the African continental free trade area. As we proceed with today's orientation, let us recognize the power of the knowledge being shared and the skills being honed. They are the building blocks of our future. A future where technology bridges gaps, solves complex problems, and creates unprecedented opportunities for growth and development, especially in Cross River State. To the participants, I urge you to dive into this experience with an open mind and a collaborative spirit. The expertise you will develop here is not just for your personal growth, but is a beacon of progress for the entire Cross River State ecosystem. Each line of code you write, each network you design, and each innovation you contribute to has the potential to shape our narrative on the global stage. In unity, there is strength. This principle drives our ecosystem forward. We are not just building individual successes, we are crafting a collective future where Cross River State stands tall as the pillar of innovation and entrepreneurship. Build bridges. Let us also forge pathways for those who will follow. This orientation is not just an event that we are all a part of. I wish you all a fruitful and engaging session today, and may the outcomes of this program exceed all our expectations. Let's build, innovate, and elevate together.
Join us together for Mr. Patrick. Thank you very much. Thank you. So without wasting much time, so we're going to have our remarks from our trainers. So the first person that's going to come up to give us the remark is going to the fellow experience. So the first person that's going to come up to give us his experience is Mr. Dahel. That's Mr. David John from Dahel Consulting and Techies. Join us today.
Morning. Good morning, everybody. Actually, when I answer, I'm vexed. Good morning, everybody. Before I start, I know we are going to have a little bit of interaction between yourselves. Alright? So, moving better now with this. Okay, one person, two persons. Alright, thank you very much. Please, the good thing about introducing yourself is that one thing I was very good at while at the university was tell me your name. You think I don't memorize names, but when you tell me your name, before I walk from where we met to the next point, maybe the door, I'm like repeating your name. Okay, Francis, Esther. Is that unconscious feeling or just in now? Where how to feel it, someplace you met somebody at this event, this town. Actually, I left here when I was 15, 16. But I'm very happy that when Microsoft had their very first facility here in Cross River State, far back in 2007, I think. No, 2014, 15. Yeah. And they also had one facility in a community technical college. I think that was the one I went to. It was so interesting. My teacher then, who saw as a prefect in the school at the time, just introduced me to, I was studying mechanical engineering, but I wasn't so tech savvy. It's just like some of you that study computer science, or you don't know anything about coding. You just go, they will draw the code on the blackboard and you copy it and grab it. So you will know yourself. I think my younger sister is actually one of those persons. She's supposed to be the one teaching me, but it's the reverse is the case. So that teacher saw something in me, introduced me to go and learn. I mean, I learned it grudgingly. But guess what? When I left that program, that was the skill I was using to survive throughout my university days. So I was busy working on Microsoft Excel and all kinds of tools at the time. Business centers, people who were in different subsections of institutions. So I moved over there, and of course I've been in like 20 20 or 26 states in Nigeria and of course outside. A lot of money, but I would have been thinking of retirement hopefully earlier than I am thinking. So if you are here and your focus is to learn, I'm going to congratulate you for choosing to learn. Dahel Techies started as a consulting firm where we were moving from one organization, one industry to the other. But we discovered that in the process of providing data-driven solutions to these companies, they were also lacking in their data infrastructure. So we decided to train their staff, and of course, we decided to bring in professionals who would manage the infrastructure we were building. So Dahel Techies grew into becoming a hub, not just to provide solutions to those companies or institutions, but as well as to close the digital divide. So right now we have trainers within and outside Nigeria. We've trained over 17,000, and I'm pretty sure some of you here have been in one or two of our trainings. We are building ambassadorship across the country and outside. We have ambassadors in Kenya, in Uganda, in the United States, and of course in the United Kingdom. And one key thing I want to say before I leave is, for those of you that were attached to Dahel Techies, we try our best to make sure that we don't just give you the experience of a lifetime, just going online and you are learning. We are also expecting that we push you to a certain limit, a skill that can be very, very marketable. There was a time, I think that was after my second degree, when I was posted to Nasarawa State. I always tell this story because I know a lot of young people connect to it. I was earning 18,000 naira. In my mind, I was a big boy, I can't get one small babe that time. But the problem is that she was a bone straight babe, and 18,000 cannot buy bone straight. You understand? Something changed along the line, and that was when my mother was incredibly sick. I couldn't get a loan from where I was working. I was even asking for 3 months' salary just to take care of my mom. I'm my only son. And then I was losing my girlfriend at one time. My mother was sick. Using for the best moment to strike. Tell me, David, you are a very stupid young man, but I'm here to put you to the right path. Do you remember when you were in the university? Do you remember how many professors you were working with? Have you forgotten how you were moving from university to university as a guest speaker? Where the heck did you put that talent that I gave you? Just learn in tech. But between that time, I decided to leave that job, and the next opportunity was my very breakthrough. I had moved from a job of 18,000 naira to 250,000 naira within the space of 2 to 3 months. By just sending that introduction you guys did now, by just sending a message to somebody who had listened to me in the University of George where I studied. I told him, "Dad, if you don't help me now, I'm finished. You already know my skills. Connect me to someone that can change my story." And then he connected me. And that was my very first international job. But before then, I got a remote job via LinkedIn. I come out for that room with toilets the day outside. I left that environment to our next day. And of course, from there, I started traveling. Then I got into different places, including becoming a US alumni. So if you are here, this story should inspire you. Tell yourself, that brain of yours, how best can you use it? And if you want to connect with Dahel Techies, the Guru Innovation Hub, as well as the PSP Analytics, make sure that you connect deeply with every of your trainers. Ask questions if you need to, and please show up. We are going to be meeting at the American Corner. For those of you who, know the American Corner, right? If there have been, if you don't know, just meet me afterwards. If you know, say you came early and you are very hungry, and you know that by the end of this program you will faint and you belong to the IFF, please come and meet me. Huh? Don't be saying you walk. So, but I'm saying, we are going to meet towards the end of this program. We'll meet and divide yourselves into groups so that we know how many of you are actually in town. But just know that we'll be using the American corner for the meantime. Other questions and inquiries will definitely come much later. I'm so excited to meet all of you, and it's a pleasure. Thanks so much.
I'm going to be calling the CEO of P2P Analytics on stage. So he's the person of Mr. Prince Soko, join together.
My colleague, it's really wonderful. Made it this far. You know, the first time I went into the career path that I currently am in, I'm a data scientist, by the way. I think eventually I would have the opportunity to say a little bit more about myself, but for the sake of time, the very first time I had the opportunity to start in that career path, the first thing that the instructor said to me was that the journey to changing your life begins today. I would never forget that experience, even though it wasn't a long time ago. It's just 2021 to be precise. I've always been in IT, I've always been in the space, but there's a mistake we often make as young people, and I fell for that trap myself. I was like, I have the skills, so I know what I'm worth, I know what I'm able to do, or the capacity I have. But there is a reason why no matter how skilled you are, if you're not a medical doctor that has been issued a certificate as a medical doctor, you're not permitted to take a scalpel and begin to open somebody up. You cannot say, I know where the kidney is. I've looked at it, I've looked it up, I've gone to YouTube. So the thing you are doing now is to bring yourself up, to make some of the things you may already know official, and that's commendable. And it's going to be really, really wonderful. A startup. We have been in the data space for 3 years currently. Explore Data Science Academy in South Africa, and ever since we have been in this space. More potential there is in the IT space to be alive. I think I will also be talking more on that as we progress. Not all 3 million of you that will stand out. It's not all 3 million of you that will be exceptional. It's not all 3 million of you that will make the million naira or $1 million salary or money that exists in the space. The earlier you decide that I'm going to stand out, the higher your chances to really stand out. The beautiful thing about IT is that it is the most indiscriminate profession I've seen. You can stay from your bedroom. Most of the high-end IT certifications, you can be trained for those certifications from the comfort of your room. Leverage for the kind of, how much you can change your life, as in the kind of resources you can access for the 360 program alone. So mainly at the University of Cross River State, which used to be Prutec, for everyone who is subscribed to GMT, who is a fellow in Cross River State, also those who are not fellows but are just passionate about tech. I think some people are here that are not registered as fellows. You are all welcome. This is just, the first phase is just 30,000, just 1% of the total number that will eventually be trained. Please urge them to join. The time to join is now. I don't want to say so much. I've already connected with most of you guys on WhatsApp, so you can connect back with me. I also have mails that I've sent out to you. We will eventually post the handles of our social media so you can follow us. And I expect the next few weeks to be very, very exciting. But please take note, 90% of the work is on you. If you want to stand out in this program, you have to put in the work, you have to do what needs to be done. So thank you all very much until I step on stage again. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Open Prince. You've heard all that you have said.
I am the Chief Operating Officer of the Guri Innovation Hub, and I also double as the Microsoft Certified Trainer. So you know that you're in data and not connected with me on LinkedIn. You've not done well. All right. Okay. So my role this morning is very simple, just to talk about what we've done at the Guri Innovation Hub. The Guri Innovation Hub is a startup company here in Cross River State, and we've been here for the last just 11 months. And I'm sure a lot of you must have heard a whole lot about us in Cross River State so far. So in the last 11 months, we have trained about 2,000 persons in the areas of technology, and we have done these in collaborations with different organizations. We had to train about 500 persons, having a partnership with the CyberSafe organization, where we train people in different areas like digital marketing, data analytics, cybersecurity, and a whole lot. Then we also run in-house programs where we also run in-house technology trainings. So if you have friends who want to learn any of the technology skills, product management, data analytics, software engineers, we have a host of experts who are always there to provide these trainings to these people. We also do a lot of things when it comes to business incubation, right? So you have an idea and you want a group of persons to sit down with you to take your idea from the stage of an idea for it to now materialize to now being a product for the market, from idea to marketing and everything that you need to launch your business. Then we also have a team who are also dedicated to help you do some of these things. A co-working space, right? So because one of the things around technology is that we tell people don't do life alone. The bootcamp, maybe about 20 or 30% of the persons are the ones who graduated. Guess what happened? Most of these people, they did not have a group of persons who were motivating them to work. I'm learning data analytics, I'm learning project management, whatever I'm learning, everybody comes to the co-working space and then we work together, right? So if you have an issue, you always see somebody of your kind who is learning what you're learning, and then the person can always offer support. So there's an extra place, there's a place of self-motivation, and there's also a place where others are going to help motivate. And that's why we created that co-working space, all right, for you to do. So our co-working space is open for everyone for just a token, because you have access to light and almost all the support that you actually need. And you also get to try to bring in global opportunities for people who are in our space. We also link you to a lot of global opportunities, whether it's outsourcing for work or linking you with mentors who can help you to gain access to some grants and all that. So there are a lot of things that you're going to benefit just staying around the hub. And then don't forget, we are building amazing technology solutions for people. One of the programs I didn't talk about, I kept it to talk about as the last. I'm sure that most of you who have been in Calabar, you have noticed something is that you notice that there's been a collaboration with the office of the wife of the governor to do a program, right? Right? Young girls in secondary schools, because we know that about 20% of ladies are the ones who are active in the technology space. When you look at what's happening, you look at the charts, about 20% of ladies are active. And the truth is, there are a lot of products that have been built, but you know that you don't have that woman's touch in it. That products cannot scale. Drop us. Being blind to young girls, we want to stop them from just going to learn tailoring. Even if you want to learn tailoring, you should look at how am I going to scale my tailoring in technology. Because I can't just be someone who is providing solution for the local market. How can I stay in Nigeria and I'm sewing the local Nigerian attires for people in the United States? So that means that you're going to bring in FX to Nigeria. So you don't have to travel to the United States and travel to the United States. I can stay in Nigeria, but I'm playing globally. So most of the people that you see speak to you today are people who are still in this same Nigeria. They are playing their craft globally, right? And I'm sure that each and every one of us wants to achieve that, right? So this month, I'll just like you to plan for us that the Green Innovation Hub on the 31st of January is going to mark 1 year, and you can hear the whole lot of impact that I'm going to ask you something. I know some of you who are scared that I might not complete this program. I know some of you that are scared that software development is hard. Are there people like that? No, it's better you say it now. When I got to things that you guys will start crying. Right. I just went to so I just want to place your hand in your chest and say, call your name out. I'm teaching you something that's top. I speak to myself, so you must learn to speak to yourself. So when you have challenges, speak to yourself. I'm sure that most of you out here are Christians. The Bible says you speak to mountains, right? So now speak to yourself. Tell yourself. Call yourself. Hey, Emmanuel. Let's say it together. Hey, Emmanuel. You can do it. Emmanuel. Let's get out of yourself.
Thank you very much for that wonderful talk about the Innovation Hub. Alright, so when we were in this room, we observed some persons don't have laptops. So at the Innovation Hub, we'll be making provisions for laptops for you, for those people that don't have laptops, but it's going to be at a cost. So the cost is just 1,000 naira for those persons that don't have a laptop that will be training with Guru Innovation Hub. So thank you. Alright, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Right about now, I'll be calling some of you up on stage. If you know you've not started taking the courses online, let me see you, raise up your hand. Wonderful. Don't be shy. You're going to see Mr. Oyo in your dream. You will see Mr. Oyo in your dream. You will see some of us in your dreams. Raise your hand again, let me see. Wonderful. From today, you start taking the course. It's not amen something. You will start taking the course. Take action. So right about now, she's about this product management. She'll come up stage to come and share her experience with us. Join us together for her.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Betty Gray. I'm a fellow of the Gray NTT program. And it's a privilege to be here. Okay, sorry, thank you. So it's a privilege to be here, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be part of this program. My experience so far, I actually thought he was going to ask me specific questions, but he said I should just go all in any ways that I can. So when I first when I registered for this, I wasn't expecting to be picked, but to the glory of God, I was able I was part of the 30,000 people, so that is a great feat for me, and I'm grateful for that. And also when we started the process, right, I was asking myself, how would I be able to go through this program, the scheduling, and is this really going to happen? And from the beginning it was seamless. I'm just going to give that to the federal government. They tried to, and the coordinators of the program, they tried to ensure that everybody was onboarded, carried along. On doing the product management course, and that's with Product Dive. So joining the platform from day one, we're currently in week 6, and to the glory of God, I have not missed any week. I've been following through the program, and the courses, the facilitator, Toby of Techies, sorry, I can't really pronounce her name. But what I'm trying to say is that the program was, the tutor, that's the facilitator, she ensured that we grasp or we get to understand breaking the program to the minute, like the most easiest form that even a layman could understand what product management is all about. Right now we are in the process of our portfolio, and everybody so far. The experience has been amazing. I also want to thank the team here in Cross River State. You know, when they said we're going to have they said we're going to have a team here like this that's going to supervise and ensure and coordinate, I was wondering how realistic it was going to be, but I got added into the group on WhatsApp, and I'm under Dahel consultant and Techies, and it's been amazing because Mr. Dahel himself has been sending asking questions, trying to find out, okay, where are you, what point, what are the things that you need to ensure that this program goes smoothly for you. And that's how I was also able to come for this orientation program. So I have to give a big up to the organizers of this orientation program here in Cross River State. Thank you very much for this opportunity. If you have specific questions, you can ask me. We're going to just like trying to share everything in a nutshell.
Don't worry, I will ask Mr. Patrick to give me some questions, then I will ask you. Thank you very much, Faith. She's having an amazing experience already with the course. So if you are not taking the course, you heard that, then week 6, that means you are far behind, so you need to catch up. Is Daniel Upa, Cyber Security. Jam us together for him as we go. I'm going to give you a prize. Thank you. Please continue. He's begging me.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Daniel Upa. I just want to appreciate the host and everyone for this theory MTT. And the episode I enjoy most is the My Career Tech, episode 7. And the tutor said how to model my career, and sometimes you have to let your career choose you, and how much technical ability you can acquire, know what you want. That is, if it is money you want or anything, just know what you want. And what am I learning? The JavaScript and any other thing. You don't have to follow everyone what they have been doing. I pray the Lord will help them in Jesus' name.
The guy is a pastor. He's one of our pastors in my church. That's why he ended with, I pray the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. You spoke with Vivian about his data analysis. Let's jam our hands as you come. Give us.
My name is Ode Vivian. So I want to use this opportunity to thank the federal government for this wonderful program. So I've always had this thing for tech, but then I took a course in data analysis on Coursera, but I couldn't finish it. I got to a stage where I was supposed to pay, but then they said we should use a dollar card or account to pay. So I got stuck and then I didn't finish. So I was looking for any community at all in Cross River State that I could do a physical training, but it was actually very hard. Just like the other speakers said, when they said that they were going to give us consultants, I was also wondering if it's actually going to be real until they added us to the various group chats, and we are here today. I'm actually also on my second month, week 2 and 3 on my course. So it has been going very well, and also I'm planning to actually finish. I don't plan to stop halfway. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vivian. She's planning to finish. And there's something she said. She said when she wanted to pay for the course, it's not as if she does not want to pay for it. She wanted to pay for the course, but what? She was constrained because of she does not have a dollar card or a dollar account to pay for it. She's not rich. She's rich. Alright, so the next person is Kingsley Simons. His part is software engineering. Get us together for him.
I'm Kingsley Simeon by name. Say a big thank you for all the bosses here. Thanks for choosing Calabar, not Lagos or Abuja. And also, I'm grateful to the federal government of Nigeria for this opportunity for us. For me, it's been a smooth journey, having been in the system before now. But I think one of the unique things I've gained out of this is the community. Like they've all shared, the power of the community has been very inspiring. When you come on board and you find out that one of your colleagues is building social team or has launched a simulation for something. So I think the community level has helped me better. It has kept me on check, and it has made sure that I'm always on track. Currently, I've been able to, meet up with the target. I'm currently in the current week. That is about week 7 now. So also, I wasn't expecting this orientation to be this massive, but I'm so impressed, and I look forward to having a great time with all the sponsors and the organizers of this orientation. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kingsley. So that's all for the fellows. That's all for the fellows. Alright, so let me read it. His name is Pastor Chibuzo Agonu. He's a soft skill development consultant with over 12 years experience. He has led various US funded projects in Nigeria, Ethiopia, the Gambia, Madagascar, etc. His book, Rising at Sunrise, which is currently read in about 21 countries, was featured by Global Youth Advancement Network and African Studies Center of Michigan State University. Pastor Chibuzo is a recipient of the Honorary Citizen of Dahel, a 2018 Mandela Washington Fellow, a 2019 Youth Essential Skill Champion, a Mandela Washington Fellowship Impact Award nominee, a 2022 Specialist Mentor for the Community Engagement Exchange Program. He is currently a specialist leader providing support to mentors and fellows. All those your mentors, is the one mentoring them. I thought you would be clapping as I'm talking. Support to mentors and fellows of the Community Engagement Exchange Program of the United States Department of State, US Department of State, which serves young leaders from over 100 countries of the world. Jam your hands together as I welcome Pastor Chibuzo Agonu.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I'd like us to do something. I know you've been seated for quite a while, and I don't like people sitting for too long. So let's do some stretching. Would you please rise? There was something Mr. David asked you to do. I would like you to do it again, because it's very important. Introduce yourself to 2 persons. Tell them what you do. Just do that. Very important. I know some of you are shy. Just try. You have come with timidity. Just do it. Spend like 1 minute for each person, then when you're done with the 1 minute, you could find someone else. I know some persons shine as over either. Alright, thank you so much. First of all, I want to say this. I would like to say this, and it's very important. Congratulations on making this strong decision to be part of this training. I know why I'm saying this, because sometimes you want to start something. I started French classes with them, and after a while I say, Anka, continue your French class. I know they're doing it. It can be tiring at times, but for you to choose to take up this and to run with it, it takes courage. So a wonderful round of applause. And I say thank you. You may be seated. So I just want to talk about the importance of soft skills. It's something many of you may know, but it's also very important to stress how important soft skill is. I will be standing here because this microphone is in charge. So skills will get you the job, but soft skills will get you the promotion. And it's a fact. Technical skills will get you the job, but soft skills will get you the promotion. I don't know if you've met someone who you know this person is very brilliant, this person knows the eight. If it's to do the job, they can do the job, but you can't stand them. Bad attitude, the way they talk to people, the way they raise their nose high and keep their shoulders, it irritates you. You've had that experience, right? So, and I have watched many people miss a lot of amazing opportunities because they lacked basic soft skills. I have watched people who graduated from schools in the UK or in the US, great certification, working in a company, and the person who is their supervisor does not have even up to half of the worth of their degree. That's what soft skill does. So what are soft skills? Soft skills are character traits, or you call them essential traits. They are character traits or behavioral traits that are necessary in enabling you connect with people. They are interpersonal skills relevant in helping you connect with people and to properly integrate with the rest of the world. That's how I simply put it. So they are very important. Soft skills like communication. Sometimes some people think they can communicate because they can speak spr. You understand? Spr is not communication, no. You could be communicating, but you are miscommunicating. So communication is a whole lot. I remember when I attended a professional training in Johannesburg several years ago on communication. And they told us, you guys are going to undergo this training on communication for several days. I was like, what is there in communication? And when everything was broken down into details, I discovered that, my God, what we were doing was not communication. Because in communication, you're looking at presentation to your audience of one, or a general or a bigger audience. You're looking at active listening. Listening to the verbal and non-verbal cues of the person who you are engaging with. And you're also, the third part is understanding your audience. So there's a whole lot in communication a lot of people don't know. And I used to say that if you can communicate effectively, you are able to increase your earning capacity. It's a fact. So communication is one of it. You have adaptability. You have resilience. You have higher order thinking, which is inclusive of problem-solving skills and critical thinking skills. You have entrepreneurial thinking. You have inclusiveness. You have negotiation skills, for example. Should they say 2024 is the year of no grief for anybody? Say no grief for anybody. You see, if you are doing no grief for anybody, you don't know soft skills. Because in certain situations you must grieve. You must grieve. And it's waiting for you before 4 p.m. So, you see, so soft skills actually help us to understand how to understand human behavior, because learning this skill, data analytics, this, that, and discover that you're working with someone who is getting on your nerves. How do you manage yourself around that situation? So you see, soft skills is so important because I travel from country to country to train people. I get emails from them, or months after, shortly, I get emails from them, I got a promotion, this happened, I got this, I got that. To show you how much of a difference it can make. I'll be providing training. How many of you are under Dahel? So those of you under Dahel, you'll be seeing me very often for about a month. And then I will return, maybe continue from where we stop. But I'll engage with you online as we take on classes. There's a book I had, I got so busy, I couldn't bring it, Rising at Sunrise. So you can have access to it. But I'm not here to talk about that per se. I'm here to tell you that, please, as you are learning technical skills, prioritize soft skills. It will help you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Chibuzo. Alright, so we're going to jam a cigar for Pastor Chibuzo. That's a mighty man. So we're going to do something right about now. Okay. So Joseph, don't give him. He's going to answer. Don't give that guy. Alright, so the first question is HTTP. Yeah, he's looking at somebody that will go eat. Okay, answer.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brent. HTTP means Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
I not tell you. Look at his name, Bright. They gave a bright answer. Thank you very much. That's the answer. Alright, so you meet him. He will give you your reward. Alright, the second question is, what's the most used and most popular programming language in the world today? I'm a Wesuto. Python. I tell you, Wesuto. Python. Which is this snake? Which of the Python? Huh? Okay, there's a code called Python. Python code. Wow, that's the answer. Thank you very much. So the third question: Figma, Adobe Photoshop Express, and Adobe SD are used for. I never thought you don't raise up. No, don't give it. No. No. I've not asked the question. No. I've not asked the question. I never thought. I'm not even saying anything. Is it correct? That's the answer, Sha. It's too simple. And you are giving this guy Brent. That man wear suit. That girl fine. Wear chain. So they will get the answer. Don't worry. Next one I'll ask. Nobody will get it. Let me go down. Alright, so thank you very much. So the three of you will meet Joseph at the end of this program. Is going to hand over your gift. I'll be asking 2 more questions later on to make it 5. Okay. So our next activity, I'll be calling having an analytic talk from P to P. It's PSP or P2P. Sorry, sir, is it PSP? So I'm going to be reading out the profile of the person. His name is Mr. Okon Prince. He's the MD and CEO of PSP Analytics Limited. He's a data scientist, AWS certified data scientist, data analyst, Microsoft certified Power BI, Microsoft certified Power BI analyst, and academically he has an MSc on financial data engineering from the US. He also has a BSc in mathematics and statistics. He has a BSc in geography, focused in geodata analytics. He has also explored data science. He has worked with Data Science Academy in South Africa, and also the founder P2P Analytics. Those are the places he has worked. So join us together as I call on Mr. Okon Prince as he gives us the pep talk.
Thank you very much. Please just for the record, it's Analytics, PSP Analytics, please. So yeah, it's really wonderful to be here again. I think most of us are already kind of exhausted, so we'll go right into it. Please, the technical guys, if you can you please go ahead and put up the PowerPoint slides. But I think what's happening, I just want to reiterate what one of the speakers said, one of the fellows, I think it's Olga, Miss Olga or Mrs. Olga, I don't know which it is, but she shared an experience that resonates well with me. I've done a number of online programs, and I can tell you that the completion rate is very, very small. Yeah, very small. I think it should be something like 30% or so, the rate of completion of online programs. And the main reason why people do not complete online programs is because when you get stuck, you are done. Most programs do not have an option that lets you continue even when you get stuck. And there's a very high chance that you will get stuck, especially if you're trying to do hands-on, not just watching videos and doing theory. If you're going to work with data, or you're going to work with codes, you're going to do something practical in IT, you will get stuck. I can almost guarantee you that. Now, what makes Tree Entity different and special, and God bless you, thought about this light, is that when you're stuck, the main reason, the number one reason why you have trainers and facilitators and all of these hubs is to ensure that when you get stuck, there is somebody you can reach out to. You can call, you can text, you can send a mail to, and you can see physically if it comes to that. So both of you can put your heads together and go through whatever problems you may be having. So I just want to talk about what I would call the IT roadmap, the IT and data science roadmap. Like I always say, it's such an interesting time to be in the field. And IT is very, very vast indeed. There are so many career tracks that you can pursue in IT. Some of you here are newbies, so you're kind of undecided. Most of you are fellows, so you've chosen a track. But I bet that at the point where you saw all of those many things, you must have struggled. You must have asked yourself, what should I do? What even does a data scientist do? What is it that is involved in software engineering and cybersecurity? What's the difference between cybersecurity and... So there will be so many questions. I just want to give us a brief overview of what this is, the different career tracks you can pursue, and how to go with it. Please guys, you can go to the next slide now. So, first and foremost, who should even be interested in IT? What is the description of the person, the typical or the perfect IT guy or IT girl, as you would say? Now, unlike other careers that might have high barriers of entries educationally, you have one major advantage. IT careers are not too sensitive to formal education. So I've known IT guys, very sound guys, that only have a secondary school, basic secondary school education, SSCE as we call it, and they are very, very good at what they do. Educational requirement is not very high. Secondly, are you supposed to be rich? Are you supposed to have so much money to go into IT? Answer again is no. You can go into, you can decide to pursue a career in IT even if you without breaking the bank, so to speak. Because you can start from where you are with what you have. This is one of the careers where truthfully, you can start from where you are with what you have. Something as simple as a smartphone, you can begin to study and build yourself up in a career. And after a short while, you can secure a skill. It could be something as simple as graphic design, and from there you go up. So please go to the next slide. This is my map, as I would call it. That I think is very important, or resonates kind of. He says, I believe in God, my soul and soul. Let me just repeat it again. He says, I believe in God, my phone, and subscription data. That is to say, this fellow believes that there is no limit to what he can achieve. If God is with him, he has a phone, and there's data on that phone. So you can imagine how crazy that is. And he doesn't he does not just say it, he lives it. He lives it. This guy, without an education, without a strong background, without connections, or many things that are typically identified as markers for success, have made it big just by leveraging on the power that technology can offer. As uneducated as he is, as poor as he started out, he is right now a name that is known everywhere in Nigeria and many places outside Nigeria. Now, I'm not endorsing his character or his person, but I'm just endorsing the fact that he could leverage on a platform to make a difference and, promote himself. Please, can we go to the next slide? So, the question now we are going to be asking, please guys, can you slide? Okay, I'm sorry, you may not be able to see this, but I was just trying to speak to the revolutions that have happened over the years. There are several distinct revolutions that has happened and can be identified. There was the Industrial Revolution that happened in the 20s, where everything changed just because some people discovered that industrialization can happen. Oil was discovered, combustion was discovered, and through it, people no longer needed to do work manually. Right after that, there was the discovery of capacitors, where we have transistors. Before capacitors, transistors, where people had transistor radios, and media changed because of that. At that point, you could broadcast the message to millions, potentially millions of people by the radio. Then right after that, we came into the stage where computation was discovered in the 1960s. Now, what happens every time that there is a revolution is that there is a shift in economy. Wealth is transferred every time that there is a revolution. Because the first people that gets wind of it and gets into it, they have the potential of making it big. It's not up to 10 years ago where you needed a media house to get publicity. But today as I speak to you, you can quickly open a YouTube channel, open an Instagram page, and you begin to publish yourself, talk about yourself, and you can reach out to millions and millions of people. So these are opportunities that have happened over the years. Currently, we are in what is called the AI revolution, artificial intelligence revolution. So these are things we have to be sensitive to so that we can be aware of the opportunities that are open to us. Please, next slide. How do you position yourself to benefit from these opportunities? Most of the goodies are up for the taking for the newbies, for those who come in when it's fresh. They say the early bird gets the morning work. Yeah? Yeah, that really applies in IT as well. There are certain businesses that are too late as we speak. If you're coming into telecoms in Nigeria starting afresh, you will have a hard time because it's late. MTN has been there for years, Techies has been there, Dahel has been there, they've claimed space and all of that, so you're starting afresh. It's not going to be easy. If you want to break into the banking sector, the same thing. You would not have it as easy as those who broke in the 1950s when nobody knew what banking was, except you're innovating, which is already happening as we speak. OPay doesn't need a physical office. There's a chance that you even beat some traditional banks in, their profit margin at the end of the day because they've cut off a whole lot of overhead. So there are opportunities that will continue to come in this field. So we have to be sensitive and ready to take advantage of them when they come. Please, next slide. Okay, this was, we were just talking about the data that has to do with what exactly happens in this field. Now, to get things quite clear, IT is more about data than anything else. IT stands for information technology, like we know. What's information technology? It's about passing messages, it's about managing information, transmitting information, modifying information in any way we can, and that is what we do. When you do software programming, you're trying to build programs that can make it easier for people to communicate. When you work with data as a data scientist, you're trying to make data into something that is useful to the persons who will be making decisions. When you're working or analyzing data, you're consistently working with information. And the rate at which information is generated, stored, transmitted continues to increase as the years go by. Why is this so? Many years ago, let me give a practical example we can all relate to. If you're asked to just take a while here, just try to think about this. How many pictures was taken in the year 1999 worldwide? It might not be much. How many pictures did you take as a person in 1999? If I cast my mind back, maybe I took 4 pictures or 5 pictures. I took a picture on Christmas Day, for sure. I took a picture maybe on my birthday, and just 1 or 2 special family events. Now there is a potential to take a picture every single day. To store the picture, to share the picture, to transmit the picture. This is data. You make calls, you receive calls, you talk about stuff online, you post news about weather forecast is being shared, you get news, everything on your phone. All of this is data that is being generated. So this is an industry that is worth billions and billions of dollars right now and is only set to rise. Please, next slide. Okay, this is, we are still talking about the financial implication of this. There's a lot of money to be made in the field of data or information management. You have a unique opportunity, a unique advantage. You are at the right place and at the right time. Next slide, please. So, one thing is clear. The tech industry it has outpaced tech talent. Tech industry, the growth in the tech industry outpaces tech talent. What this means is that there is far more speed in the tech industry than the speed at which tech talents are churned out. Field. You see things like programmers needed world over, there are millions, etc., because the growth of the tech industry outpaces. There are free meals. There are jobs, there are opportunities. They are also very skill sensitive. So if you build your skill, you build your capacity, it is almost guaranteed that there will be opportunities for you. There are some fields where I was discussing with some of my friends a few days back, and we were talking about data science and data analytics in Nigeria. And they were like, wow, there's people say there's so much jobs. Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? And I laughed and I looked at the guy and I said, many of the people who need data science and data analytics don't even know it. They don't know. If you're making 2,000 naira and you don't know that there's a possibility to make 200K, you'll be happy. You think you're doing well. Until somebody comes and tells you, guy, do you know if you do this and this with this data or this information, you can get this? And you'll be like, wow, so this is possible. So some of these people don't even know it. So don't be worried and say, we have a duty to get them to know, to open them up to the opportunities that are out there. Please, the next slide. So the career options you have in IT, IT, of course, is the management of information, like I spoke about earlier on. It ranges from programming, software development, security, cyber security, data analytics, data science, and all of these skills have their tracks. Of course, there's a similarity. There is a way IT persons think, and that is universal. That is universal. So the foundation is the same. But at some point you would specialize, you would branch out. Even in data science, there are still branches. And in software development, of course, there's front end and back end, there are all kinds of options that you can choose to go through. Please, let's go to the next slide. Unfortunately, you can't see it as well, but this was just identifying different individual tracks that you can select and places that you can fit into as an IT professional and careers you can pursue. Please, let's go to the next slide. So the digital transformation, which is the fact that everything in the world, not just Nigeria, is going digital. More digital data is being churned out than ever before. There is IoT, which is a branch on its own, the Internet of Things, where objects generate data. You know, refrigerators, TVs, microwave ovens, and all of that. They are constantly generating data. This data needs to be collected. This data needs to be processed. This data needs to be analyzed, and insights needs to be derived from this data. I'm talking a lot about data science and data analytics because I choose to use it as a proxy for the information technology world. A lot of the development that happens in IT can't be explained using this particular field because it's kind of central as far as IT is concerned. Please, can we go to the next slide? Okay, just like I said, big data it's a big thing. So we talk how data is generated in millions and millions of terabytes in real time. What makes Google such an outstanding company? Somebody said something in the quote that really got me interested. They said, when the company charges you nothing for the product, you are the product. It sounds really, really funny, but it's so true. So, Google charges you nothing, you know, enjoy everything. Use Google. Why are you paying Microsoft money to use Microsoft Word? Come and use Google Doc for free. Come and use it. But consistently, they are collecting data about you by the second. And most importantly, they can use this data. Do you know that there are some apps that listen in on your conversation? I was having a discussion, innocent discussion about insurance. The next thing, more than 300 YouTube videos lined up. Insurance. They are bombarding me. And I'm like, I didn't even search this thing. I just talked about it for God's sake. So, that is where we are in the world today. And the biggest companies are the companies who saw it, recognized it, positioned themselves, and took advantage of it. Now, that is the opportunity we have here today. Nigeria has a goal. God so kind, God has touched has brought this idea to be able to raise tech talents that is not going to only represent Nigeria, but will be exported to Africa and hopefully to the rest of the world. Please, the next slide. Okay, we were just talking about the different fields that you could go into as well. Please go to the next slide. Now, I want to hone in on data analytics. What is data analytics and why is it important? You would observe that in Nigeria, many businesses do not make data-centric decisions. What does this mean? The difference between a company that does extremely well and a company that struggles to do well is the way they use data and their capacity to understand data, what the data is saying. If the person wants to start, for example, I want to start an ice cream manufacturing business, and I have a friend who also has interest in that business. And one person just kicks off, runs up to the market, maybe we both have $1 million. One person quickly goes to the market, starts to buy everything, buy this ingredient, buy that ingredient, begins to make ice creams and sell them. And another person sits back and says, I want to get the data of people who take ice cream. How many people love ice cream? What flavors do they like? How do they process this? When do they buy it? What time in the day do they buy it? How much of it do they buy at that time? Are there Now, when you have all of this information, if you begin to base your decisions as a company on that, you're going to run the other guy out of the market fast. Because when he's doing 5,000 ice creams, when the market is asking for 2,000, he will have a deficit of 3,000. And if he does 3,000, when the market needs 10,000, he will be short by 7,000. So this is just a baseline of how these things work and how much different they can make your business. So data analytics is everything. It's in health, it's in medicine, it's in education, it's in social media, social interactions, etc., etc. So we can relate to data science and IT everywhere. If you observe, even in the hospitals, they need programmers. They need people to develop solutions that are sensitive to the nuances of the medical profession. So, even doctors, their programs have done, and I've seen certified doctors coming to do that program. They have an edge because they have what is called domain knowledge. Please, next slide. That means that there are many things I may not know about medicine that they would know. So, a data scientist is a person who is able to spot problems that can be solved by data science. An IT professional is somebody who is able to spot problems that can be solved by IT. There is something called programmatic thinking in software development, yeah, or programming. Now, it's not enough. It's usually not enough to know how to code. It's not enough. They say speed is only an advantage when you're running in the right direction. So you might be a superb programmer, but if you're not able to think through a problem and identify the aspects of this problem that can be solved by programming, if you're not able to tell yourself that this is a data science problem, this is an analytic problem, this is a programming problem, and build the team together that can solve that problem, you may not be so useful, especially as an administrator. You may be useful as a technical talent, but always the goal is to rise from the point of being a technical talent to be able to be a solution provider. And why I'm saying all of these things is that in the real world, if we are building people who just want to come out and get a job, it might be difficult. But if we build solutions provider, architects of solutions, then we'll have people who graduate and can spot a problem and say, forget about getting a job. Let four of us come together. There's a product we can develop. This is a problem that we can solve. So please, the next slide. So that's the way we should be thinking. I've already spoken about domain knowledge, where you have to be in the field to know what the field is about. So please, let's skip to the next slide. Okay, like we have said before, AI is rising and so forth. Think intelligently and act intelligently without necessarily having a human intervention or human control. Let me not say human intervention because humans made them in the first place. But once you're done making them, they can make reasonable decisions. They can, process thoughts and do stuff by themselves. That's artificial intelligence. Please, next slide. Things that it's good to learn early so that you have it as a culture growing up in your career as a data scientist, as an IT talent. What this means is that you would face several ethical positions, ethical junctions where you need to make certain decisions. How many of us have heard about ChatGPT? I expect all of us to raise our hands. ChatGPT, Bard, and all of them, stuff like that. Now, that makes your work super easy, but you must have at the back of your mind the fact that there are ways to use these tools ethically. You manage people's data with ethics. You use these products with ethics, knowing that there are consequences of misusing them. Next slide, please. So how do you develop skills? How do you get started? Like I said, there are many skills that you can have. There's no better time to be alive than now. You have access to a ton of information on YouTube, on Coursera, but many of them are free. And of course, there are some that are paid, giving certain advantage. But there is a mindset that you must have, which most of us have already spoken about. You must tell yourself from the beginning that you will get to the end, that you would persevere, that you would stay on it until you get the results that you need. And there are tons and tons of materials. I can make that available to as many people who want. There are links that you can find. Most of them you can study for free. For some, they are also paid, but there are lots and lots of free resources. And when you get stuff, so please consider this the next 90 days as an opportunity. Those of you who will be outliers, who will stand out, are those that go even beyond the confines of your curriculum. You may not limit yourself to the material that you're exposed to. Take advantage of the professionals that you would have to study under. Ask them questions, research, come up with problems that both of you can put yourself together and solve, so that you can, not only survive, but you try. Next slide. Okay, then the resources that you can have, you can pursue a formal degree. You can say, I want to do a BSc in computer science, I want to follow it up with a master's, this and that, and all of that. You can also pursue online courses and specializations like what we are doing. and material available, and so on and so forth. Please, the next slide. Okay, I shared this. I think anybody who wants this can reach out to me personally. It is a link to resources that are very, very useful for anyone who wants to pursue a career in IT. I can share this somehow. I think I'll share it with my colleagues who are also trainers so they can share it on the group for as many people who want to use them. Then finally, please, information means nothing if you do not use it. Information means absolutely nothing. It's totally useless if you're not implementing it. And there's one thing I know about IT. It is one area where your skill is of no use. You forget it very, very quickly. That is one thing about IT. If you get a certification today and you stay out of the industry for a year, most of what you learned today will be obsolete by 1 year. And remember, we are in a very, very fast-paced industry. Things change in IT like crazy. You sleep today, tomorrow you wake up, and what was true, what was the gold standard yesterday, is no longer the gold standard. Time has happened. So you need to stay at the very edge of the cutting edge of technology and be on the good side of it. Thank you all so much. And my name is Prince Okon from PSP Analytics.
Thank you, Mr. Okon Prince. The True Entity Program. Questions, you signify, you ask your questions, and we'll bring answers to your questions. Okay? Alright. Okay, don't worry, wisdom. Please, if you have questions.
My name is Matthew Anaro, actually. And my question is basically on the area of certification. How are we going to be satisfied after our respective trainings?
Every trainer, everybody who is a trainer is actually an incorporated company that is licensed to issue certificates after the training. And these certificates also have the benefit of the backing of the program itself and the federal government of Nigeria through NITSA. The idea is that you have consumed all of the content that is in the platforms where you're supposed to be trained from, the LMS. And after consuming those contents, we have administered examinations to you. We are going to assess you, and those assessments must be passed satisfactorily. When those conditions are met within the stipulated time, which is 90 days from your date of registration, you would be liable or you would be qualified to receive a certificate from the program. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Edina. Because of this training and the fact that we're going to be subdivided into some training facilities, after the training process, are we still going to be having access to mentorship? Because at some point, we might come up with technological solutions. At some point, we might come up with, let's say, products or solutions that we want to implement, and then we'll be needing guidance and mentorship. So that accessibility is what I want to know. Are we still going to have access to our mentors after the program?
Okay, thank you very much. Value. That's one thing that is very, very important. Value is everybody's friend. I can assure you one thing. If you come up with a product that is attractive, your mentor will look for you. You may not even have to look for them. So, and one of the greatest things about programs like this is that aside from learning, you are going to be developing something that is very, very important in your career going forward. You will be building relationships. There were people I did courses with as far back as 6 years ago, 7 years ago. Some of them, the courses were virtual and I have not seen them till today. But a week cannot go by without us communicating. I have questions, I have projects I want us to collaborate on, I can still reach out to them. So your greatest resource are your peers and of course your trainers. So no doubt you would have access to your trainers, but that will be largely dependent on the personal relationships you have built. Because to make it very, very clear, our professional engagement will end when the program is over. So for some who have built relationships and have learned certain things, can still leverage on those. So you can call someone, and of course if you have a product that is interesting, that engages any of your mentors, they will definitely be involved in it. So I hope that answers your question as well.
Yes, and I want to ask, okay, I'm asking a question based on the field of our past speaker. He said he graduated from mathematics and geography, if I'm correct. So I am a law graduate, and basically most of the speakers that have spoken here are in the science field. So I am getting it antsy and scared because I'm not really into maths. So is there hope for me coming into IT? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a wonderful branch of, in fact, ChatGPT, the very popular software that we all know, has a product that is dedicated to law, to providing legal information. That is an area that only a lawyer could have been able to develop. Now, I know a friend who is a linguist. She did English in her first degree. In fact, I'm even going too far. My professor who taught me in data science, taught me for some months. He is a graduate from languages and linguistics. He studied Mexican as a language. So there's practically no barrier. And many people look at, specifically programming is notorious for that. Once people hear programming, 360, they run like Ben Johnson, you know. But every day tools continue to come out that makes these things easier. Before now, just imagine how difficult it was to be a graphic designer. You have to be creative, you have to think, you have to do this, you have to do that. How many of you have seen Adobe's latest product? You talk to the software, no long thing. I want you to change the sky to blue. Okay, sir. To change it. Can you add some green at this location? And it adds it. Things are going there. Very soon, people may not have to drive cars. They will have self-driving cars that will take you everywhere. So don't be afraid of this tech thing. It's not as complex as it sounds. Most of the time, if you're doing any project worthy of repute, you would not be doing it alone. There are many things, many projects I want to work on, and I concentrate on my strengths. I concentrate on the data science of the project, the services of a software developer. So there are many places where you can come in. And learning new skills today is not difficult. It takes very short time to learn. It may take a long time to master it. Enough room for you. If people who have no formal education whatsoever can make it big in the industry, how much more you that is a learned colleague? So yes, you do have a chance. Thank you.
Good day all. So I use this privilege to appreciate my consultant in respect to Mr. Dahel. May God bless you, Mr. Dahel. My audience, I want to say that online, I'm the most frustrated person online. It's shocking. No, it will shock you a bit. See, I was so desperate about this platform, and this was a very huge opportunity for me. I find myself, I'm also a student, a graduate in maritime safety and security technology. So when I see the platform and I pick cyber security, so it was a breakthrough to me. So online, I began to browse, I see Linicon and Coursera, and Surprisingly, Mr. T, please, I'm very honored to have you today. You know that when I start to make a lot of exploit, I said everything Coursera, and I will say a lot of courses. And my question is, what is the affiliation? I asked this question online too, but there was no answer. What is the affiliation between Coursera and 3MTT or Coursera and Nika? So that if I should offer a course or should take a course in Coursera, will it be added to me, what I'm doing now?
Okay, thank God. Did you hear the question?
So he did not hear the question. So
This guy knows me for that question. First and foremost, I want to take you back to, thanks for asking the question. I want to take you back to why you are actually in the program as fellowship. The 3MTT program is a subsection of the Ministry of Information Mission. It's a program that wants to ensure that 3 million Nigerians have access to technical skills because in Coursera or in all schools. I think there are emails in those platforms you can directly write to. For instance, in all schools, they have a partnership with the 3MTT program. So if you want certificate from all schools, you can write to them. They will be in the right position to respond to you. As training providers, our job is to make sure that you don't have issues completing those courses and actually giving you the practical lessons that will make you succeed in those courses. And I want to tell this to each and every one of you. Never in the whole tech ecosystem for over a decade, never have I been asked if I have a postgraduate. It's only when I want to submit a research, like I'm working on a research on new SQL Server, a new database, and all of those, that they want to just your title and things like that. But if you really want to succeed in the tech ecosystem, the core of your learning should be when they call you by 6 a.m. and ask you a question about something in Microsoft Excel. Can you answer it? Right? I got a job to work with a company, a logistic company in the UK. It was a virtual job. I was paid, I think, $500,000 naira, and that job was just to analyze some data from the logistics company on Power BI. I didn't even do the job myself. I just forwarded it to my team. I said, "Muna run when the money show, I go tear. You get." But how did I get that job? I was after I went to a club, or was it a church on Friday? I don't remember. So this guy, maybe because of the time zone, I was in the US there. Because of the time zone, he probably thought, he could just call me anytime. Like some of you who are in Dahel Techies, you call me by midnight, you don't know I'm praying. So he just called me and are you David, asked me questions. The next thing was like, okay, I have a very quick job. I'm out of office, I need someone to assist me. He didn't ask for my certificate. You understand me? He never asked for my certificate. So if your target is to get certificates, you can write to Guru Innovation Hub, write them an email. Okay, I don't finish, give me certificates. You can write to PLSP Analytics, I don't finish, give me certificate. The health techniques, we can do that for you. You can design a certificate to show that you have attended the program. If that is your target, I'm telling you, if you want to go beyond that paper, you have to, you need that courage, that authenticity to say, I can actually do whatever is on that paper. So 2 things, write them an email, support at 3MTT, support, write them an email, They will tell you how you can get a certificate. If they don't respond to you, write to Coursera, because they have that affiliation with university. Write to All School Product Guide. Hear from them directly. But if you want to get serious, I'm giving you a story that can actually help.
Please, I'm very sorry for occupying your time. So, Mr. D, I said before that it's a privilege, so I have to make it of it. You know, when I click on Coursera, they asked me to put my mail. Unfortunately, my name is a local mail. Immediately, they aligned my mail red as an error. So, I cannot access Coursera.
Let me quickly say this. For those of you that are under Dahel Techies, we are going to meet a breakout session. If you have any question under any of the hubs of the attached, direct it when you have that breakout session. And please don't go, because that section is very critical for the next steps. We need to fix a day when we have to meet. Those of you that are in different sections, whether product management, we need to know when you'll be available and things like that. And of course, fufu, I don't order fufu. So make sure you stay around so that you can participate in the breakout section. That should happen.
What is section now? What is section?
That's if your question is private, like is directed to the hub.
Everybody. Alright, so my question is a quick one. I just want to know, as it regards tools for the program itself. So specifically, I'm referring to a system. I know that it would not be fair to ask that we get a free system, but then I'm asking if you have any affiliations with any company through which we could get systems from at a subsidized rate.
50% participants don't actually have systems, and it's a barrier to learn. So last year we invested into buying 50 laptops at the Guru Innovation Hub. So we're making available laptops, so regardless of any provider you belong to, so you could choose any day and come use the laptop in the hub. There will be availability of lights from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So there's laptop for just 1,000 naira. So 1,000 naira, you come use the laptop. There's a plan for there's a laptop they're trying to do a collaboration where you can buy laptop and pay gradually. Something like easy buy. Something like easy buy for laptop. So, okay, let me say this. Please, there are fathers. 11. Okay, please, let me also explain to you. One house, please. This is just the first phase. Understand that during the first phase of the program, they are testing everything we are doing here to see how they can improve upon the program. Yeah. So you are among the people that are using to test. Yes. I have been part of a program that we are the first cohort. You will not enjoy so many things. It's the second batch that will enjoy something. Yes. It's actually the truth. But anything that comes out, we will tell you. Anything that comes out, we will inform you. But most importantly also, you know, with our seriousness, now that we're in the people first agenda, Cross River State, we are very serious. We connect the government of Cross River to what we are doing. Yeah. So don't worry. We are all together in this. We ensure that we connect everything we are doing here back to Cross River State where we are, so that it could be enough support for people who are doing it. Because you know, if you follow the program, you have to be unique placement, internship placement. So we are doing a lot of partnership to see how all of that will happen.
Something to what Mr. Oyo has said, and this is very important, and for each and every one of you here, all right? Now, it's a common problem that people have difficulties with the technology they need to learn, okay? But let's start with what is best possible. If you have a phone in your hand, that is something. Make the most of it. Your journey in tech does not begin and end with the 3MTT program. Alright? There are a lot of people that can tell you stories of how they started with their mobile phones. Okay? If you are committed and consistent and you display good character, it is very possible that somebody will take you on post-program. I have helped people get laptops before, right? But it's out of character, first of all. Okay? The people that mostly would need laptops are the guys that are in programming and UI UX. Alright? If you're doing stuff like product management, for example, you do not need a laptop. You don't. I'm a product manager. It's not about Oga anything. I can tell you, look, you can use a phone. Hold on. You can use a phone, alright, and go through the process. Most of these courses are on online platforms, Coursera and Udemy. Alright? Hustle. Talk to your parents, talk to your family, talk to your community, find a way to get it. But the fact that you don't have it should not be an excuse to not maximize the problem. I'm saying that people are laughing. Look, this is a long-term game, alright? You're not going to blow in 6 months. It's a long-term game. So, however you can maximize this opportunity, maximize it. No excuses. This year, no grief for anybody. No grief for poverty in particular.
My name is Usoro, and my name is cyber security. Please, I want to ask. Like in my track of learning, which is cyber security, I've like carried a research, and I realized that there are lots of certifications required as you advance in the cyber security career. Hello. Okay. No. Hello. Please, my name is Usoro. My learning track is cyber security. Please, I want to ask. Like in my own track of learning, which is cyber security, there are certifications required as you go higher in the profession. Probably for entry level, you need to acquire the certificate cyber security. So I'm asking, does the certificate of completion we get from this course actually give us a leverage to sit for professional courses? Because in the long run, it will be expected of us, those of us who want to take a career path in what we learned so far, to sit for certification and actually get professional certificates from the bodies. So I want to ask, does this certificate we get from here give us a leverage to sit for those exams?
So your leverage, right, is your knowledge. Okay? It's your knowledge, very important. Because most of these platforms, Coursera, Udemy, alright, they are globally recognized platforms. Okay? So the 3MTT, I'm fully aware of the programs because I've applied for some things with the 3MTT itself. So unless they have an affiliation with a body that is providing the professional certificate you're on, right, you're not going to get that certification free, so to speak, right? You still have to apply for the certification and pay for it. But the knowledge you're going to gain from the trainings on Coursera and Udemy give you an advantage in the sense that you're going to be well informed to write those certifications, to write for those exams, right? But in terms of financial support and all those kinds of things and all of that, or privileged access, no, you're going to apply like everybody else. But it's now based on what you've learned during the 3MTT, right, that will give you the advantage in passing those exams. We cannot take the base of the effort that you have to make. No special privilege. You walk through the 3MTT program, give your 100%, 110%, right? When you get the opportunity to apply for a professional program, because you've learned and gone through the process, you're better equipped to pass these professional exams. Coursera and Udemy, trust me, are some of the best platforms in the world to get any skill set in tech that you want. Just give your best.
If you are planning to get certification,
when we are meeting with you guys in your different provider hub, please have something that is called personal objective. Tell yourself, this training, I am sitting for this training because I am looking for a job in tech. If that is your objective, then every single question you are going to be asking in class, every single exercise you are going to be participating in should be targeted towards ensuring that that objective is actualized. If you already have a job in tech and you are in this program because you want to get connected to professionals in order to write certification exams, make sure that your questions, your engagements are targeting that objective. If you are here because you are looking forward to marry somebody that is a techie, you know that in your classes, that is your objective. Every question, every focus is who is a tech pro or a Techies. There are, in the tech ecosystem, there are differences between certificates and certification. Cybersecurity ranks top when it comes to certification because, followed by data analysis, I think data science is there. Because every bloody year, there are cyber threats, new cyber threats. There was a time it was maybe a phone call. Oga called that code for me, have you? Then later it was OTP, and they moved from there to you can now have a two-factor, your email, now multi-factor, because the way you are learning to protect systems or organizations, that is the same way criminals are learning to break that system. Do you understand me? So when a certification exam is up and then you are writing that exam to be trained to be a professional to prevent certain cyber threats or crimes. As you are finishing that one guru, one thief is already coming up with another, and you know because the system is always evolving. We have AI threats right now. I can steal your face, steal your voice, your handwriting, steal your identity. Those of you that you are looking for trouble online every time. Those of us that are always at the back end, we see all your sins. That thing that you are browsing, you close it, we see it. The cookies that you accept, we follow you up, bumper to bumper, right? So, because we are so very specific around making sure you are updated, if that is your focus, I'm saying it because it will guide your questions in the breakout section. Certificates may only get you thus far. I'm Microsoft certified trainer, so I've had access to the training body. We've traveled, we've met people, and I work with people who are also AWS certified, Azure, and people who work in the cloud. So these are people who are either looking for promotions in their office, they need more opportunities. But if you are starting out and you want to go and write certification, just gather yourself. The first time I wrote the exams, I failed beautifully. I failed because I was thinking, this was a proctored exam. I had to take picture of my environment. There was someone there who was telling me, can you check the camera out, please? Can you check it behind? Please, what's that? Can you remove it? It was an exam. If you turn, you are off. You failed the exam. If you take your eyes off the screen and you are looking around, the system will log you out. So I didn't cheat, but what I mistakenly did at the time, because I didn't have someone to guide me earlier on, was because I wanted to take something that was my level. This was a couple of years ago. Those of you that are so ambitious, learn this one. If you want to get a job in tech, you never start. No go apply for advanced level. No even enter. Just start from entry level. So that I missed to answer that question. So the questions they were pumping was people who want to be close to maybe the founders of startups, and it was very specific. So after that, I failed. My money went. I didn't cry by the grace of God. And then I had to now get someone who mentored me for 3 months. Of course, I have a 9 to 5. I also work during the weekends with my students. For someone to mentor me, I didn't get the highest score, but I had an A. So if you are here to be certified in any of these sections, cybersecurity, data science, just gather. Just make sure that, and if you know that the federal government is not going to do that for you, but that is your objective. Make sure the resources they are provided for you is something that you shouldn't joke with. I just hope that is clear.
We started the Guru Innovation Hub 31st January 2023. We are not up to 1 year. We are not up to 1 year in Calabar. This brand, 31st December. But we've gotten funding. The wife of the governor is doing something with us. We've trained 3,000 plus young girls in secondary schools this year. We must think beyond what they give to us. Whether your father is a government official, you see the jobs we are waiting for from government. We know how it is done. It's water system. They will say, oh God, bring this one, bring that one. That is how it will be done. But this is the only opportunity where they don't ask you, who is your political father? Who is this one? Who is that one? The only thing you have to do now is to feed our brains. Engage us so badly that we give all we can. We bring every resource we can and we learn and develop. So you know, because for me I know that this 1 year journey for you, this 3 months is just beginning. Anybody that wants this 3 months, you think that after 3 months you come and get a big job. You have to put in a whole lot of other months. And we are all saying that whether it's in the US the next 3 months, he will provide the support. Yes, we will provide the support. We will provide. We have a fiscal hub to ensure that we provide continuous support for everyone in Cross River State. Everyone in Cross River State. So you don't, it's not like other cities. It's not like other cities. We are here for you.
We are here for you too.
We are here for you. So please, you get it for yourself. All you need to do is to learn. What we can tell you is that we will continue engaging with government. Most of the government in the state, Cross River State, I can promise you that one. There's a whole lot of stuff on the pipeline. She worked with the Commissioner for Youth and what they have for youth that are learning skills. From Cross River State can come to people. But for the federal government, there's nothing for now. Please, let's come out and learn. The next thing we want to do now is to go to breakout session. So you can ask your question and you want to follow up. Those of you that have not started, please, there's no problem. It is allowed. You've not started with school. We are going to help. So the questions, the technical issues, the challenges, and funny enough, any support you're looking for, you'll be surprised that there are people here to provide support. There are some of you that have already seen. You guys are already bad guys in technology. If you don't think you're going to come and hide you know some of you already. Nobody knows past anybody. We'll work with you to ensure that we provide, because we must provide strong support system. I know that some of you say you've been hooked, you try to do, you stop here. There's somebody that passed that stage, but the person that refused to tell you. That person in any group, you will tell people today. From today you must tell people. Because something about technology is that you must be ready to share your knowledge. You must share what you know. Somebody's in the group and say, I've been stuck in this place and you're still there and you're past that stage. Holy Ghost! You never say anything. We are Guru Innovation of here. You are in
working. And you need to, because the barrier to entry is pretty much low in some remote jobs. You have to make sure that the skills that you are learning are skills that you can actually pick up pretty fast. You can use that one and move over to the next one. I hope that's clear. So if you've not gotten the summary of what I'm saying, the first thing is get your objectives straight. Second, get your objectives straight. You want to write something on this list of things I'm mentioning. First, get your objectives straight so that when we start meeting weekly, once in a week, that is, or virtually, we are going to be talking about those objectives of yours you have. Then second, remember that the training is going to be both online or offline. So when you are asking questions, I would want to know how many of you have a laptop, how many of you have a smartphone or any device at all. Now if you don't have a laptop, you'll be working with Guru Innovation Hub to make sure that the laptops in that position you can also get to use them when we are meeting at the American corner. I don't have any issues if any of you have a laptop you want to give out, you want to have a contact with us, no problem, we can have that. Some of you that already have a laptop or have a list of laptops, or you have access to people who have to, please recommend that to us. At the point I was feeling a little bit guilty because, to be honest, if you look at some of the things I am doing, and the cost of making sure all of you are here, that is full of ugly people, I will not be here. Because I'll tell you, how much are these guys going to be paying me for an hour? Remember, my job is basically an hour. You're paying me from like $45 to $50 an hour from charging. And of course, I'm working with 4 people. In a month, you know how much. How much is the federal government going to pay me? Right? And this is the pilot phase. So whatever they are giving, they are not giving for us to be happy. They are giving to see what they can make better. So if you know that you are going to be having challenges, this is the time where you have to also write them down. You can go online, you are having to learn what these are your challenges. We hope the federal government will do this. I know that Buson is someone that listens. He's hearing and seeing a lot of things from University of Calabar, that there are people who are actually learning. There are people who are using the platforms that they pay for. But these people are disenfranchised one way or the other. It makes it easier for them to say, you know what, the next phase of the program, 90% of the fellows that complained in the first phase is a 3-phase program. You know that, right? First is 30,000, second is 300, and then the next phase is million. By the time they get to the next phase, who knows what they will be giving as incentive to the fellows and providers. And I can tell you this for free. Your motivation to be here is why I'm standing here. The fact that you are here in this hall is enough reason for me to make whatever sacrifices I need to make sure you get those skills. But if you are here because you feel at the end of this talking, you are expecting a million naira. Who dashed me million naira when I was learning myself? Or you are expecting whatever it is you think you are expecting, then you need to take down your expectations. Feel very free. Feel absolutely very free to ask questions. Other states, other providers. The internet is a global village, isn't it? And then you get to know what is happening. Compare with what people are doing out there and what we in particular are trying to do. And then you see that we are going above board. I hope you know that. And their last meeting with the federal government, they told us, just start. Because we can't pay when we have not seen people. Just start. And even if they are going to give us maybe stipends, because that is what I call it. The stipends they are paying for one person is what I, as a person, will charge for at least. Stipends they are paying for one person is what I will charge if I will, maybe let's say 30 minutes for one person. Our UK ambassador charges £35.
So we can do much more than having a system. We can do much more than having transportation to come together. We can do a lot. The barriers are not there. The tech world is a place where you can learn a skill and you reside in Nigeria, but you're working in the UK. You reside in Nigeria, you're working in South Africa. It is possible. But the first and most important thing is that you build your skill till you are at that level. Nobody will hire you to work in America if you're not at the top of your game. And how do you get there? By learning constantly, by improving on your skills, and by being the best version of yourself. So that being said, please, our study center is in Prutech. I will share the precise location on the group. Is there anybody who is not in the WhatsApp group already? You're not in the WhatsApp group? Okay. You're not in the WhatsApp group as well. A little about joining other groups. It might be a manual and tedious process, but gradually you have to join the group that you are signed to. Yes, that's very important. But of course now everybody just joins them. It's something that we will gradually correct. So you would observe that. But it's very important for you to know who your trainer actually is and relate accordingly. So now that we have that information, it's not a difficult thing to check. When you go back, I know that you may not know now for sure that this is your hub or your service provider. Everybody in my team, there are 129 of you. So I sent, I'm sure I sent, except it's a wrong email address. I sent emails and I also sent out WhatsApp invites. So please bear in mind that it's PSP Analytics. Also, if you have joined PSP Analytics in error and you belong to Dahel or you belong to Guru Innovative Hub, take note so that you can do the right thing. I'm also always here. You can reach out to me regardless of where you belong to, but know that this is your trainer and this is your route. So we have to share for now. Our
available Monday to Saturdays. Like the hub, it's a full business, so it's open Monday to Saturdays. For those of you that don't have laptops, we have 50 laptops, so you can just walk in any day, the slides, you can raise the laptop. Two-tech, we are two-tech. You just come, use the laptop and learn at your own pace. But we have a specific date that we want to see you with your colleague. There will be one day in the week that we see you with your colleague. So, are we saying that Monday we should kick out Monday? No. Please, if you say we should kick out Monday from our physical meetups, let me see your hands up. Monday. We should not meet any Monday. Don't use Monday.
Mondays are busy. Second day of the week.
They should be the one to fix the date.
We pray you yourself, you pray the confidence.
There's no day that will be satisfying.
Yes, what are we saying?
Fix a day for you.
They will pray the confidence of
ourselves. If you miss physical, there will be a virtual component for you.
Okay.
If you miss physical, there will be a virtual component for you. That is just virtual components. We can tell you join virtually from wherever you are that same time. But we'll tell you how it works. There will be virtual components for people who miss. And all of that. Software development on 95, so we have two sessions for software development. Product management 92. UI UX only one. Cloud computing one. Cloud computing one group.
Okay, I thought you said one person.
So we try to make sure that the time is flexible so that we can carry everybody. Yes. And possibly we have to also, we could actually take maybe the two batch at the same time. We'll just look at what we can do with you guys. Any question? No question.
We are not no. They are just trying to show how the thing is being done. The time that will be convenient for people and the different courses that people are
so
going
the day you're coming, from the gate there will be a bus that will take you down.
Okay. Yes, no, they are trying to give
the first day you're coming, we ensure that there is a bus. If you come by the time we say you should come, there will be a bus at the gate that will take you to the place so that you can find the place.
From Monday to
every other day you can come by yourself. Like, learning is personal. So you can come on Monday, you can come on Wednesday, you can come on Friday for your own self to learn.
No. And besides, if you start from AI, it will be very hard for you. So you have to be able to understand those basic data analysis, how to visualize, how to clean.
So is it possible for one to switch?
I don't think so.
That you can relate with people, that you can see, you can share your challenges. As you start, you will see the importance of these classes. That you can come when you have the challenges. It don't matter. You come physically and say, "Guys, this is the problem I'm having. How do we solve this? How do I get it?" Then also, we have an opportunity to interact with other people who are doing well in the course. You can pair with them. You can share their secrets with us. And say, okay,
talking about advanced class. No other level. Only level get talk about the
getting a lot of feedback from us and from you guys as well. So they are saying you're supposed to tell them from time to time, this is our experience, these are our challenges, they will react to it. And we too are supposed to give feedback that this is our experience, this is our observation. I cannot say all certainty now, but there is a huge chance that someone who is a fellow now as a beginner can still be a fellow as an intermediate, can still also be a fellow as an advanced if you can.
That is 1 year program.
Yes. But what that would mean is that I have worked as a beginner, I've gained beginner knowledge, I've advanced to intermediate, and I've gained intermediate knowledge, and I've advanced into expert level, and I've gained expert knowledge. Then you can be a man.
Any other question? Okay, I'm in week 2 now. In month 2.
Yeah, from your email. But look at their.
What about the coupon?
Alright, and then I'll have the opportunity to meet you guys one-on-one. But we need to now fix a day. We need to fix a day where we are going to meet before you go. Please. So after the pictures, don't go. Those of you that are hungry, I don't know, just calm down. We'll just meet outside because this place is fun. Then we'll give ourselves different dates. And then
you have the paper now. Okay, right, and give us now.
But after the first 1 month, there's nothing again.
Our hearts beat to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night.